I want to tell you in short something about the market transformation potential for 5G district heating and cooling. Which part of the heating market can be served by this technique. We have done some research to that. What's important that it was also mentioned at the beginning of this conference, heating is a very important consumer of energy in the EU. So it's 50% of the total energy consumption. And in Northwest Europe, and we define that as Germany, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. It's only about 8% renewable. So it's very important to increase the share of renewable energy. 5G systems can have a large contribution, but the question is, what is the potential? We have looked at that. It's a rather difficult question because you have to look at a lot of indicators. And we have done this. It is a very big challenge to find all the data you need to do this evaluation. So we have looked for an alternative approach, and we have looked to the energy outlooks for traditional district heating, so the 3G and the 4G versions of district heating. First, we use existing studies, for example, the Heat Roadmap Europe, also a European project, and they show that we have in the future a lot of heating demand and some increased, the pointer does not work, increased cooling demand. And when you look how is this heating demand now supplied at this moment, we see in Northwest Europe that district heating is only 10% of the total supply. And natural gas is, as we all know, the most important energy source. Some oil also, some coal even for heating, but district heating is only 10%. In the future, they expect it to be more, but we start with 10%. Now we've looked to 3 different options to increase the level of 5G. So when we start looking at 3G, 4G, so the traditional district heating systems, they start at 10%. They are expected to grow to 39% in 2050. And we can see 3 options. The first one is from the existing systems, we are going to convert them to 5G. Next one is the 3G, 4G systems who are expected to be built there. We will build them directly as 5G, so it's a conversion. And there are also situations where there is no 3G, 4G system prospected, and we will add a new 5G system. So there are 3 options for 5G. And the main question is, what will be the percentages? I have indicated them, but we have asked our own experts, our own D2Grids experts, and they have given some percentages for each option. And when we combine them, then we see that 40% of the total market for district heating could be transformed to 5G. And that means that it is 50%, 5G could serve 50% of the total heating market in Northwestern Europe. Maybe it's some disappointing low percentage. So I think it's a challenge to increase that, but it also shows that it is a difficult way, a challenging way, which we have to work on. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jeroen, for your interesting and short presentation. Thank you. We appreciate that you keep it short. We go further with the next presentation. Again, also this speaker is available during the break to ask specific questions. We go further with a presentation of Eugenia, please.
Thank you, Emilia. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm working at Open Universiteit. It was actually the title that Jeroen got, but that's me. I'm part of the D2Grids partners team, working on the long-term perspective of the project. So you have seen that the project has 5 pilot sites in which we are implementing the 5G DHC concept and systems. But we also, in the D2Grids project, look further than that, further than the project duration, and we selected 7 follower regions in which we expect 5G DHC to roll out even after the project ends. So these regions, in which we also have representative partners in each of them, are East Midlands in the UK, Flanders in Belgium, Luxembourg, Northeast France, partial Limburg in the Netherlands, the Ruhr area in Germany, and finally Scotland. And yeah, like I said, we have several partners in these regions that carried in the project regional analysis for each of these regions, in which they looked at basically the potential of developing 5G DHC in these regions. We have, as part of the project and available online, really extensive reports in which you can find this analysis, and the partners looked at energy sources, existing infrastructure and planned developments, thermal demand and supply profiles, the legal and policy frameworks and financing options, among other things. And well, we have really interesting results for these regions. These are just some examples of how some of these analyses ended up looking like, with some partners mapped out. The possibilities for 5G, the potential, the areas with more or less potential. We also looked at specific locations in which there could be a rollout of 5G DHC technology, and develop local action plans together with stakeholders in these regions as part of the project. And also in these reports, you can find a SWOT analysis for each of the regions, in which we look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of implementing 5G DHC in these regions. And well, they are all available at the 5gdhc.eu website that Tanguy already introduced. And these reports basically are meant for stakeholders in these regions to check if they're interested in developing 5G, but also as an example to anyone that is thinking of what does my region have potential for 5G DHC. These are great examples to look at how our partners analyze this and how they assess this. So I encourage you to, again, go to the website and check them out if you're interested. And now we're gonna look at one of these regions in particular.